Guess what we have for you today? Welcome to the next episode of
So everyone has a property journey and there are many ways to approach it. And sometimes it can get really confusing. Alamak, do I buy? Do I sell? Do I hold? Do I upgrade? Do I downgrade? It's very confusing. Now, if you want to make money work harder for you, then this video might interest you. And this involves an uncommon 3-step strategy called SBR, where it may not be for everyone, but if done right, it could have a roof over your head and grow your wealth concurrently. So let's begin with S, and it stands for sell your existing property. Well, yes, you heard that right. You see, selling your existing property is strategic for not one, but 2 reasons. The first reason is about cashing out. You see, over the years, your property's value has either increased or it has decreased. If it's increased, good for you, you can reinvest the money elsewhere. But if the value decrease, well, selling stops the loss from decreasing further. The second reason is due to this word called ABSD. Now, ABSD is basically a tax from the government if you buy a property while still keeping on to your current one. So for example, you buy a $1 million property, ABSD makes it cost $1.12 million instead. That's a massive 12% more. So, no ABSD? Good. And ABSD? Well, not so good. So now it's time for step 2. For step 2, it is very simple. You need to buy a new launch property. You see, when you buy your next property, you can either buy it from the resale market or the new launch market. Now, the thing about buying a property is that sellers are always trying to make a profit. So if you buy a resale property, you are technically paying profits to both the seller and the developer. But if you buy a new launch property, you're only paying profits to the developer. And if you buy a new launch, you get to be this guy. Of course, there are always going to be some undervalued resale properties in the market, and not all new launches will increase in price at the same time. Okay, but conceptually, you get the idea. And here's everyone's favorite part about new launches. You see, until the property has been built, you only pay a small percentage of the installments. So for example, if the property costs $1 million, the initial progressive payment starts from just $184 a month. So financially, this lessens your burdens and you just need to focus on paying the down payment. And now for our final step, step 3. It is time to rent a home. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? Rent a home? Are you sure? No way! Please hear me out. You see, now that you've sold your home and you've also bought a new launch, it is time to find a place where you can call home. And this is where renting comes in. You see, renting today is so much cheaper than owning a property. Let's take for example a $1.2 million 3-bedroom apartment. Owning it will cost you about $49,000 a year, but renting the same unit will cost you about $36,000 a year. That's a massive 27% discount. Besides, if you were to rent for a longer term, you could potentially negotiate a better deal. In conclusion, this 3-step SBR strategy is certainly unusual, but if you qualify for this, it could help to make money work harder for you. You see, you get to unlock the profits of your existing property, you get to buy a new property where you only pay bite-sized installments and also gain from capital appreciation, and you stay in a home where the rental you pay is much lower than the installment that the owner is paying.
So this is just one of the many strategies for your property journey. But remember, do not overstretch your finances. And ultimately, it's all about making a decision where your children will one day be proud of. I'm Jasper from Walk the Talk Realtors. Thank you and I see you soon.